So that's
tell me how bad Jeff Bauer was. What I mean?
He had so many.
He went to a bowl game every year, didn't he?
And he had one bad season.
Okay, Big John, I don't like USM. I'm pro SEC more than you, but Jeff Bauer took USM as far as he could. It was time to make a change. He only took him as far as he could. He won 8-9 games. He's not going to win that championship. Now, ain't nobody ever going to win that championship at USM. But
wait a minute,
to the next level, you got to at least try.
How do you figure no one will ever win a championship? How do you figure USM will never win a national championship?
Well, I mean, they're in the Conference USA.
And?
They would have to have.
So you think just a school has to be in the SEC just to win a national championship?
I mean, SEC, Big Ten, Pac-12.
Okay, there are a lot of different conferences out there. So no, just because you're in the SEC doesn't guarantee you a national championship.
You are correct, but you have to have the financial support, the fan support, and you also got to have the facilities. USM has none of the three.
Okay, they may not have those resources, but it's talent. Okay, you may take a kid whose family doesn't have much financial support, but the kid can flat out play football.
Okay, USM was good back in the day, back before all these other schools started coming up to Division 1A. Back in the day when USM was good, winning Conference USA, going to the Liberty Bowl, there was no South Alabama. Troy was still in Division 1, AA, maybe even Division 2.
Okay.
You didn't have all these other schools. UAB wasn't around.
So it's not. I mean, just because the school doesn't
now
matter.
USM has to compete with the same schools that who might consider going to USM. These other schools are taking them before USM can get them signed.
Okay, so the other schools are taking them before USM can get them. So so this kid decides to go to another school just because they're in a better conference, and I mean, still they don't play. They sit on the sideline when they could just go to a school where they will actually play and actually help lead the school to a national championship. So just because you're in the SEC does not guarantee you a national championship.
But the thing is, Kinsley, you're going to have support. And while USM has great support, I'm not going to knock that because their fans, they are loyal, and the ones that do go, I've been several times and had a great experience. But there are certain fans that are not going to go. I mean,
okay, and I mean that's the case.
For example, you have a school right 45 minutes down the road. Okay, you take a look at Mississippi State or Ole Miss, and even in Mississippi State and Ole Miss's down years, even when they go 5-7 or they might go 6-6 in a year, and have good years every other year, they're still going to sell out their stadium.
Okay, good for them. But you can sell out a stadium, but that doesn't guarantee you a national championship.
Bowl games, when you're looking at bowl games, they're going to look, the college playoff committee is going to look at, can we guarantee that we're going to sell this many tickets to this ball game?
Okay, again, attendance does not affect who makes a national championship. If you have nobody in the stands, but you win ball games, okay, you can go to a championship.
Attendance does affect ball game and your national championship chance. Who wants to play for a team that has no fan support?
Okay, well, I mean, so you're there to play ball, not worry about who's in the stands. Okay, it's great if you have people in the stands. It makes the momentum better. But if you have a team who's selling out a stadium, but they're losing games, the people are just there because of the fan support, it doesn't matter. You're not winning games. But if you have a team who's winning games...
When was the last sellout at Southern Miss?
That I have no record of. I mean, I'm not a
Mississippi State, probably?
Could be.
Mississippi State?
I think that was a record attendance.
Okay, you had Kentucky, which Kentucky's not a top-tier SEC school. And some might even argue that Mississippi State's not, which we're, right in the middle. Ole Miss, right in the middle. Okay. Southern Miss, I mean, look, in order for them to go to the next level, they're going to start having to sell out their stadium.
That would be
lovely. And their AD is doing a terrific job right now because they were just giving away the tickets.
If we could sell out a stadium, that would be great. Love it, but I mean, what I'm saying is we're talking about championships. That's not going to affect the school going to a national championship. How many?
It's going to have a lot to do with it.
So they'll judge who goes to the national championship.
Yeah, attendance does. Attendance has a lot to do with it.
Okay, I'll have to see that in the rule book.
I mean, you look it up during the break. We're going to take a break here, and then we're going to come back and talk about
And if that is
NFL.
the case, it should not be.
Why? Yes, it is. It's got to
said
be.
It should not be.
You look at Boise State; their attendance is great. They came up from the WAC whenever it had football to where it is now, and it's just keeping on getting better for them.
Okay.
And they had a great turnout. They had people selling out their stadium. But we're going to take a break, and we're going to be right back, and we're going to talk more sports. And this is getting heated, but hey,
Something to talk about, huh?
it's something to talk about. We'll be back in a minute.
You are now listening to Something to Talk About, hosted by Big John and Billy Ray, with special guests Kensley Keys, coming to you live from Dis and Dems in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. By the way, these guys know what they're talking about compared to local radio programming. Now it's time to give them something to talk about.
Flicka's Tax Service in Taylorsville offers free 1040 EZs and free estimates. With over 50 years combined tax experience, this team is up to date on current tax changes and specializes in preparing all federal and state returns, including corporations. They can prepare W-2s and 1099s, as well as assist in obtaining EINs for new businesses. Stop by Flicka's Tax Service on Highway 28 in Taylorsville for fast, friendly service at a great price. Or call 601-785-6900.
Let me talk to him. Let me talk to him. Let it rain. Let me talk to him. Come on. Shout out had them apple bottom jean boots with the fur. The whole club was looking at her. She hit the floor. Next thing you know, shawty got low. Them baggy sweatpants and the Reeboks with the straps. Turn around and gave that big booty a smash. She hit the floor. Next thing you know, shawty got low. I ain't never seen nothing that'll make me go this crazy. I'm like spinning my dough. Had $1 million vibe in the body to go. Them birthday cakes, they stole the show. So sexual, she was flexible, professional, drinking Xano. Hold up, wait a minute, do I see what I think I will? Did a thing I seen, sure to get low. Ain't the same when it's up that close. Make it rain, I'm making it snow.
All right. Hope you guys enjoyed the music. I know we sure do today. And so, again, thank you for listening to the show. And remember, you got to go by, thank our sponsors and check them out. Central Sunbelt Federal Credit Union, that here in Laurel, and they have places in Ellisville, McGee, Hattiesburg. Go by there and see them. You can give them a call at 601-649-7181. And Flicka's Tax Service there in Taylorsville. Go by and see her. And right by the old Sonic there in Taylorsville, go by and tell her, hey, help me, Flicka. And she'll get you some money. Also, go by and see our friends at the Shabby Sheet Cake. Miss Ashley there will hook you up. She's even got homemade king cakes there, and petit fours and cupcakes and all other kind of sweet things and casseroles. And the Cosmic Deli, we're going to be here. Mitchell invited us to do it every Saturday, and so Mitchell, we're going to be here every Saturday
grateful.
from here on out. So thankful for you that way, saving us a trip to Hattiesburg. And not that we didn't have a fun time in Hattiesburg, we did. It just it's
an
closer.
experiment every now and then.
Yeah. So we go where our listeners are where they're at, and so. And our listeners are here in Laurel. And so, again, Skin Deep here in Laurel as well. Thank them. They're going to be on with us next week. And Vaporized. Got to give them a shout-out as well. Here in the next few weeks, we're going to have USA Internet. It's a local internet provider. And they're going to come on. Yeah. They're going to come on and talk to us about their internet services they can give. It's basically for those people that can't get Comcast. It's an alternative.
Well, I'm pretty sure they'll get plenty of business.
Yeah. So, because we all know how bad Comcast is. And okay, let's get back. They're up and down. You never know when they're going to work. So, shout out to Comcast there. So let's talk NFL. We've been talking college football and USM, and the college football playoffs, and we're going to talk that now, and the NFC Championship. You got the Vikings who defeated the Saints, and that was a total meltdown in itself. And
you guys over there giving me the eye. You're picking on me over there.
Hey, I picked the Saints too. What you got, Billy Ray?
Well, I got a quick question to ask both of y'all. Watching the Saints game last Sunday, and going back, don't just think of the Super Bowl. Don't think about that. Just think of the way Atlanta lost to New England. Which way is more hurtful to lose? The Atlanta Falcon fans who's watching that second half fall apart slowly, or the Saints getting beat like they did Sunday and it just getting ripped off like a Band-Aid?
That's a great question.
That's a great question, Billy Ray.
Okay, I'll say it like this.
Tell it. Preach it.
Okay. So you mentioned of the Falcons and the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Now, I watched the first half in so-so, and I thought the Falcons had the game. That's why I left and went back to Hattiesburg. But when I got to Hattiesburg and I saw what the score was, how in the heck did you allow a team to come up from 3 touchdowns? They deserve to lose. They deserve it, and the whole coaching staff should be terminated. That is inexcusable. You're down 3 touchdowns, and you allow a team. I don't care who the team. I don't care if it is the lucky Patriots. You allow them to come back 3 touchdowns. That's inexcusable. But the Saints, they were down 2 touchdowns, and they came back. So that's how
to take the lead,
right? And to think about this,
to take the lead and then lose it,
right? And they're
in
down
Saints fashion.
They're down. You mean Saints fashion?
Well, I mean, Kinsley, let's face. As long as I've been watching the NFL, and long as I've been a Saints fan,
yeah,
and have seen the meltdowns the Saints have had.
Okay,
John, to come that close, and I can't. Mark Ingram, I guess he's finally realized that he's got to produce to make money and get commercials. He's done better this year.
Right, but John, you have to think about this is not your usual Saints team. When we want to think about this in their game,
but
they're playing with their second string players. Half the defense is hurt, so the fact that they could come back after the second half speaks volumes. Now, I was hurt when the last play of the game. I thought, if we could just hold this guy for 10 seconds, it's done. It broke my heart on that last play.
But in typical Saints fashion.
No, it's typical Saints fashion. The game would have been over by first quarter.
Okay, so which way was more hurtful? Watching, not being a Falcon fan or anything like that, or being in the Super Bowl?
Which one was more hurtful?
Yeah, which one would be more hurtful? Being
the Saints is hurtful.
Fan?
The Saints was hurtful.
Watching it fall apart there slowly, or just getting ripped off there the last second?
Yeah, the Saints was hurtful because of how it happened in the last 10 seconds. The Falcons' performance, that was pathetic football.
I don't know. I kind of think, as a fan, though, if you're looking from a perspective, if you have I would rather sit there and watch a great game and it be competitive all the way down to the end, like the Saints and Vikings was. I mean, give credit to the Vikings because they found a way to win. On a
lucky shot, yeah. Hey,
give the Vikings credit, and I would say, honestly, if I was up 3 touchdowns. And then to watch my team lose like that,
oh my goodness,
I would say the Falcons would be more painful. I go with the Falcons' loss.
Yeah, I tend to agree. Watching it slip away slowly, and there's really nothing being a fan that you can do about it, other than sit there and watch it. I would say that would be more hurtful.
That's like a dagger in the knife. Think about it: somebody taking a knife and slowly taking it and just digging it deeper and deeper, and it'd be painful. And you watching the loss there, and you're thinking,
I can see your method of thinking. I guess considering that being a Saints fan, you're not going
to have that big of a chance because you do have backups in. So that's my biggest thing. I mean, if it were the starters, then it would be a disappointment, but not.
Yeah, if it were the starters, it wouldn't even been a ball game. I mean, our record would be much better than it is, and it wouldn't even be a ball game against the Vikings because, as a complete team, I would say the Saints are better than the Vikings considering how our team started playing. I mean, excuse the first 2 games. I understand we, lost the first 2 games, but after that we won an 8-game winning streak. I mean, that was a full, complete team performance right there. And so the fact that we made it as far as we did with the second string, it speaks volumes for the New Orleans Saints.
Well, congratulations for the Saints on their 8-game win streak and making